Hello there you guys, welcome to another one of my live videos, and today I'm just going to be officially updating you on some more current latest news. So if you do consider drop your likes, and if you do consider subscribe to the channel as always. So as you did see earlier on, I did my current Manchester United versus Chelsea preview, of course. Old Trafford on Sunday, 4:30 kick-off as well, and we do know this is a very, very pivotal game for Manchester United, of course. We've got 3 games remaining, but this is a pivotal game for Manchester United, of course. We've got to potentially win to keep our top 4 ambitions alive, because obviously we do know that Champions League football is very, very essential for next season. So in that aspect it can make us have more of a competitive summer window and attract players to the highest level. We sit 3 points behind Chelsea at the moment, but I am incredibly frustrated at the moment, to be quite honest with you, because we've had opportunities to get in that top 4, to be quite honest with you. If we'd have beat Everton, we'd have probably got in that top 4 as well, and potentially the likes of Arsenal, they've lost the last 2 games. Chelsea, have dropped points in their last couple of league games as well. So we have missed our opportunities, of getting into that top 4 as well. But we need to see reaction, from these group of players, to be quite honest, because now we have lost 7 of our last 9 games in all competitions, and it's potentially not good enough, to be quite honest. But I think there's a majority of these players, that do need a reality check. They are underperforming as well. But for me, we just haven't been ruthless enough in front of goal. We haven't been clinical enough. We haven't been creating enough chances, and this is why we haven't been scoring enough goals. And I think it's like 4 games now, Manchester United have actually not scored from open play as well. So that's like, 8 hours of football or something like that. And that just emphasises, how poor Manchester United are at this present time as well. So a lot of these players, do need a reality check. And as I did currently say, it just seems to have all gone wrong, since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got the job as a Manchester United manager on a permanent basis. And I don't know why, to be quite honest with you, because the majority of the blame is on the players, because at the moment they're not playing for the shirt, they're not playing for the club and all that as well. And some of the blame does stem from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because some of his tactics are questionable. But reflecting back when he was interim manager in his first 3 months at the club, everything was going well. The performances were good, the results were very, very good. He exceeded expectations, and it's just since he's got the job on a full-time basis, everything's just seemed to have gone wrong, to be quite honest with you. And I don't really understand why, to be quite honest. It's something to do with a different level of pressure. I do not know, but I'm still backing Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even though we've lost 7 of his last 9 games. It's incredible how we are still in this top 4 race, with us, losing 7 of our last 9 games as well. So potentially top 4 is possible. For my own preference, I just think we will miss out, to be quite honest with you. I don't really see us getting it, to be quite honest with you. Even some Manchester United fans have said, even if we do beat Chelsea, they still can't really, see us getting into that top 4 as well. But as we all do currently know, Chelsea themselves are fighting for that top 4, as we all know. I think Chelsea, in this game, to be quite honest, will rest a couple of key players, because they know they've got a big game coming up in the Europa League against Frankfurt. I think it's the semi-final of the Europa League. Obviously, Chelsea fans have been on Maurizio Sarri's back this season, based, throughout the course of the season, based on their poor run of results and performances and all that as well. They have been on Maurizio Sarri's back, and he hasn't won any major honours yet as a manager. He's got like a different kind of philosophy as Maurizio Sarri. It worked with him at Napoli, but this is only his first season, with Chelsea's is Maurizio Sarri. So I think Chelsea have potentially got to give him a bit more time. Chelsea's record against the big teams has been very, very poor this season as well. So their record against the big teams has been very, very poor this season as Chelsea's. But I think if we can play to his potential best in this game against Chelsea, I think we are more than capable of beating them, because we usually do well against them at Old Trafford. We beat them in this fixture last season 2-1. We beat them a couple of seasons ago. I think under the Jose Mourinho era, I think Manchester United, won by 2 goals to 0 as well. Of course, the game earlier on this season was 2-2 at Stamford Bridge in the league. I think it was a Ross Barkley 96-minute goal. But we did beat them in the FA Cup early on the season at Stamford Bridge by 2 goals to 0 as well. And Chelsea could still potentially, win the Europa League, to be quite honest with you. Potentially, we do know Eden Hazard is potentially Chelsea's best player. There's been a lot of rumours, linking him with a move to Real Madrid as well. And I think if Chelsea have got any chances of keeping Eden Hazard, I think they've got to get obviously top 4 or win the Europa League so they can get into the Champions League for next season. So I think Champions League football hinges whether Hazard stays or whether Hazard goes. But I think from Hazard's perspective, I think he's still intending on making the move to Real Madrid, of course, because obviously Zinedine Zidane's a big admirer of Eden Hazard. I think Chelsea are demanding that they want around £100 million for Eden Hazard, but he's been a great servant to Chelsea Football Club, and he's going to be the danger on Sunday as well. Eden Hazard, I think, has made over 300 appearances in all competitions for Chelsea. I think he has scored over 100 odd goals as well, but this is now his 7th season with Chelsea as well. I think they actually did get him from Lille. I think Chelsea have been in talks of trying to get him a new contract. I think Chelsea were willing to offer him around £300,000 a week, but they have not yet come to an agreement to get him this new contract. His current deal expires in the summer of 2020 as well, but Real Madrid have been heavily linked with him as well. Chelsea themselves have got quite a few injuries as well. I think they've got Rudiger out through injury. It says he's got some kind of knee injury. I think they've got. I think now it says Callum Hudson-Odoi is out for the season for Chelsea. I think Danny Drinkwater's out. Obviously they've got Marco van Ginkel out for the season as well. So Chelsea have got quite a few injuries as well. So I think the bookies, it will be even, this game, to be quite honest, because we're in a bad vein of form. Chelsea aren't in the best run of form as well. So yeah, I think it'll be a really, really good game, to be quite honest with you. But I've already given you a bit of team news, to update you on. There has been some news in relation to Ander Herrera as well. Solskjaer has confirmed that Ander Herrera is he's been back in training, which is very, very good news. He has been enthusiastic, and Solskjaer has confirmed that he should be involved in this game against Chelsea as well, Ander Herrera, because Ander Herrera has been a big miss for Manchester United, and you can see when he does play how much of a difference he makes in that midfield, because look at his sorry guys, get my words out. Look at it statistically. When he was playing earlier on, before he sustained this injury, when he was playing Ander Herrera, we was winning the majority of our games, when Ander Herrera was playing as well. And this is Ander Herrera's 5th season now at Manchester United. He has made 187 appearances for the club as well. But recent reports have just come out about Ander Herrera, reportedly saying now PSG have agreed a contract with Ander Herrera, of course. So it is looking likely now that Ander Herrera is going to leave Manchester United this summer, but I still think we are willing to play him for these three remaining games. Of course, even though he's probably leaving in the summer as well. I don't know the length of the contract. Is it a 4 or 5 year contract or something like that as well? It did reportedly say that his former club Atletico Bilbao had been interested as well, but I think that was too late. That's too late now to process, because I think now PSG have come to an agreement reportedly as well. But it did say Manchester United have been in contract negotiations with Ander Herrera, and reports came out quite a few weeks ago now saying that reportedly he was demanding £200,000 a week from Manchester United if he was to sign a new contract with the club as well. But allegedly he said Man United were not willing to meet his £200,000 a week wage demands. Obviously we got him from Bilbao back in 2014. I think it was at £29-30 million Manchester United paid for him as well. So yeah, I think he will be starting this game, Ander Herrera. And to be quite honest with you, he'll probably go with the midfield of Ander Herrera, Pogba and Nemanja Matic as well. And that's obviously, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first choice midfield trio. But obviously, recently, with the amount of injuries, with Courtney and all that, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's has had to rotate it, especially in that midfield as well. But I think Herrera playing, I think he'll be influential in our midfield, and he can free up Paul Pogba as well, can Ander Herrera as well. Matic for me, I know he didn't play against Manchester City, and I don't really highly rate Nemanja Matic, to be quite honest with you. And obviously, Matic for me, I've got reservations about him. He's too slow, he's aging up and all that as well. And for me, I don't think he's good enough, to represent Manchester United. He has had a good couple of games, to be quite fair. But for me, I don't think he's, good enough for Manchester United. He's the Nemanja Matic. But I think we may start him in this game, considering, Chelsea is his former club as well, Nemanja Matic. We did pay, £40 million for Nemanja Matic as well. We've had news about Paul Pogba as well. Solskjaer has mentioned Paul Pogba as well. Solskjaer still thinks that Paul Pogba will be at Manchester United next season, but he is taking nothing for granted, meaning, he can't guarantee he's going to stay at Manchester United. But, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has spoken to Paul Pogba, as we all know. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer insists that he won't leave the club. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still thinks, he's remained focused on Manchester United, is Paul Pogba as well. But his performances, at least in the last 6 or 7 games, for my own preference, have been way below par, to be quite honest with you. And I do really like Paul Pogba. I don't criticise him. I do really like him, to be quite honest with you, because he is still one of the best midfielders in world football, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, he's a World Cup winner as well as Paul Pogba. And obviously, he was talking a lot about Real Madrid, about 2 or 3 weeks ago was Paul Pogba as well. He was talking a hell of a lot about them. So I think that just indicates he's not intending on spending the rest of his playing career in England with Manchester United as well. I think Manchester United have been in contract negotiations with Paul Pogba. Potentially reports came out the other week saying that Man United were willing to offer him the captain's armband, to convince him to stay at the club as well. But reports reflect there was a lot of news circulating around the media, as I updated you on a couple of days ago, saying that reportedly Paul Pogba has notified his Manchester United teammates that he's intending on leaving the club this summer as well. But Paul Pogba has still got over 2 years left on his deal at Manchester United, with an option of a further year as well. His agent Raiola has obviously been in the process of finding him a new club as well, because his agent Raiola, he's had a couple of negotiations with Madrid. I think this is quite a few weeks back now. He's also been to Manchester to negotiate a summer move for Paul Pogba as well. But for me, I think he's a world-class player, is Paul Pogba. And when I did say his performances have been way below par in the last 6 or 7 games, he's still one of the best midfielders in world football. He is a world-class player. But for me at Manchester United, in my own opinion, he's not playing around world-class players, is Paul Pogba. And this is what potentially Paul Pogba wants. But if he was to go to Real Madrid, he'd be playing amongst better players with Paul Pogba. And I think if we were to get rid of him in the summer, for me, maybe some Manchester United fans, would like to see him go, to be quite honest. I still really, really highly rate him, and Solskjaer doesn't want him to go, because I think Paul Pogba and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer have built a fantastic relationship up together. And obviously, when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was managing the Manchester United reserve team, he watched some of this team at this day and age, grow and develop, and of course, one of them was Paul Pogba as well. But yeah, Paul Pogba, did get one of his best wishes, when Jose Mourinho got sacked from the club, because obviously Paul Pogba and Jose Mourinho, had a bad relationship as well. But I think if we were to sell him in the summer, we'd probably get around 140, 150 million for him. And potentially, with that money, we could get 2 players, for that price as well. So there has been a lot of rumours going on about it. Zinedine Zidane is a big admirer of Paul Pogba as well. And obviously, Zinedine Zidane, of course, is emphasising his targets as well. So for my own preference, I think it will be, Pogba, Matic, and Herrera as a potential midfield trio. Fred for me is a better solution than Nemanja Matic, to be quite honest, especially most recently, because Fred has stepped his performances up most recently as Fred, to be quite honest with you. And I will admit, I will be honest, I have been known for criticising Fred, to be quite honest with you. He's the right solution at the moment, but I don't know if he's a long-term solution for Fred, to be quite honest with you as well. But most recently, he has really, really stepped up to the plate, to be quite honest with you. McTominay, I've been impressed with him, most recently when he has been playing, that is Scott McTominay as well. I know McTominay, didn't play against Manchester City and all that, but when he has been playing, I've been very, very impressed with him. He's still very, very young, of course. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him as well. So could he potentially, be involved against Chelsea as well? I don't think he'll start the game, McTominay. I don't think he'll start the game, but he could maybe potentially be involved as well. We've also had some news on David De Gea as well. I want to give you guys an update on as well. And maybe some Manchester United fans are maybe demanding that, maybe some Manchester United fans are demanding that maybe, David De Gea should be dropped for this game, based on, his recent performances. He has made, quite a few mistakes, but from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's preference, despite the mistakes De Gea's been making of late, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not intending on dropping David De Gea as well. And David De Gea, we have not yet come to an agreement, to get him a new contract. And I don't know why he's been making mistakes lately. As I did say, is it something to do with a contract issue? I do not know. Recent reports have come out saying that PSG are willing to put a bidding of around 60 million for him, and they're willing to meet his wage demands of around £350,000 a week. And this is what reportedly he's demanding from Manchester United if he is to sign a new contract, because in his current deal at the moment, David De Gea is on about £200,000 a week. So De Gea reportedly is demanding that he wants around £150,000 a week pay rise if he is to sign a new contract with Manchester United. He is still under contract here at the club until the summer of 2020, De Gea. This is now his 8th season at the club, so he has been a good servant at Manchester United. He has made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions as well. He has won the club's player of the year for out of 5 seasons as well as David De Gea. Of course, he's won everything here domestically as well. So he's still potentially the best goalkeeper in the world. But Solskjaer has got no intentions of dropping David De Gea despite his recent mistakes he has been doing as well. So that's some news to give you an update on. I still think Phil Jones is injured, which is pretty good news for me, to be quite honest with you. Also too, I think Eric Bailly is still out with a concussion. I think Valencia is still out as well. But as I did currently say, for me, in this game, I'll probably give you my starting 11 prediction, right now, to be quite honest with you. So for me, I'd go with De Gea in net. I would drop Ashley Young definitely. Whether he's dropped or not, I do not know, because Young's just too. He's poor now. He's Ashley Young, to be quite honest with you. And I'll admire his career. He's had a good career, with the club as Ashley Young, and he's been a long-serving player. This is now his 8th season as a Manchester United player. He has made over 300 odd appearances in all competitions as well. But he's just making mistakes week in, week out. He's too easy predictable. He gets exploited far too easily. His crossing's really poor as well. And it was bad business from the club, giving him that new 1-year extension as well. So for me, I would drop Ashley Young. I'd put Diego Dalot on there, to be quite honest. Give Diego Dalot another opportunity. I like Diego Dalot. I know he's still in the process of developing. How old is he? He's 19, 20 or something like that. So Diego Dalot is very young, to be quite honest with you. And a couple of times, he's played as a wing back. He's played at full back. He has also played as a right winger as well a couple of times as well during Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tenure as well as Diego Dalot. But he's still upcoming, and this is why I did say, we do need a right back, that can cover up Diego Dalot as well. So yeah, I would start Diego Dalot in this game. I'd go with Lindelof and Smalling as a centre back partnership as well. Obviously, it would be Luke Shaw at left back. That midfield trio, I think it'll be Pogba, Matic, and Herrera. And probably, the front three, will probably, in my opinion, will probably be Martial, Rashford, and Lingard. And definitely, that trio of Martial, Rashford, and Lingard have definitely, got to step up to the plate, to be quite honest. Because for me, Jesse Lingard, what's going on with Jesse Lingard at the moment? He knows his club inside out. He's progressed up the ranks and everything as Jesse Lingard, and he's 27, as you all know. But I think his performances have just been way below par, at least for the last couple of months now with Jesse Lingard. I don't know why, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, missing a sitter against Manchester City on Wednesday night, it was a fortuitous chance, but he should have put that away, Jesse Lingard, to be quite honest with you. And Jesse Lingard, I still think he's a long-term solution for Manchester United, but he's the short-term problem at the moment, based on his poor run of performances as well. Marcus Rashford, I thought there was improvements in his game on Wednesday night against Manchester City, but I still think he's not playing to his potential best. And again, he's a short-term problem, but I still think he's a long-term solution, is Marcus Rashford, because we know when he's playing in the right vein, and we know what he can be capable of, Rashford, when he's playing right, he can get them runs in behind, he's light lightning, he can score goals as well. And but in the last couple of months at least, his performances have been way below par, and he has been so inconsistent. And we do know he has sustained quite a few injuries, and he might have taken its toll on him, might have had a bad effect on his game time as well, Marcus Rashford's as well. But he's still been a United player, since the age of 7 as Marcus Rashford, and he's progressing up the ranks really well. He's been in the senior squad with Manchester United since 2016 as well. Yeah, but he will start this game against Chelsea, I think. Martial as well, he's a short-term problem at the moment, but he's still a long-term solution. He's Martial, he's still very young. He's Anthony Martial. Obviously, we know the club give him a new 5-year contract this season as well. But for me, his performances have been way below par, at least in the last couple of months of Anthony Martial's as well. And, he's failed to replicate what he did earlier on in the season, because his performances early on in the season, were really good. Anthony Martial, to be quite honest with you as well. But, yeah, he really needs to step up to the plate as well. That trio need to really step up to the plate as well. But for me, we've lost 7 of his last 9 games. We're starting to see element of the performances, we saw under Jose Mourinho as well. So we've got to improve, and we've got to really step up to the plate. We've got to really step up to the plate, and I think, this squad at the moment, the majority of this squad is not reliable enough, to be quite honest with you. It's not trustworthy, based on how poor, we have been recently, to be quite honest with you as well. And as I did currently say, we do basically know that, players are going to leave Manchester United this summer. We are expected to orchestrate a big summer clear-out. There's still some contract renewals to sort out. There's De Gea's to try and sort out. Mata comes to an end of his deal at the end of the season. We have not yet got Marcus Rashford a new contract at the club as well. So there's still some contract renewals to sort out at the club as well. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to bring at least 5 new additions to the club this summer, and obviously he's identified the positions where he thinks Manchester United need to strengthen up, because potentially you can see the deficiencies in the squad. Manchester United of course need to rebuild, but Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants to build a squad worthy of our history as well as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And let's not forget, none of this squad is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, as you all know. None of this squad Solskjaer's. Obviously, he's inheriting 11 11 of Jose Mourinho's players. You know, obviously there's still players here from Louis van Gaal, Louis van Gaal era, you know, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's inheriting. You know, there's still Matter here from the David Moyes era. You know, there's still about 4 or 5 players here from the Ferguson era as well. None of this squad is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, and we do know a lot of money has been spent at the club since Ferguson retired. You know, we've had different managers with different philosophies. I think, you know, we spent, is it about £700 million or something like that? You know, we have spent, you know, we've seen players come in. You know, we've also seen players leave as well. So none of this team is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, but I still believe that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can take this team forward. I know we've been in a bad vein of form, and, you know, a lot of people say we know he hasn't got a great managerial pedigree. You know, he hasn't got the managerial experience, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We all know that, but I'm still backing him, and I still think he can take Manchester United forward as well. Potentially, I still think we're at least 3 or 4 years off being that competitive elite level football club, and this is why we've got to rebuild in this summer. Reportedly, we're going to get around, I think we're going to get a spending speed of around 250 million this summer to spend. We've got to get a director of football to come in as well, you know, to change the structure of the club. Solskjaer's going to need backing in the summer as well. There has been a few candidate names, you know, being mentioned for that director's role as well. I heard Edwin van der Sar got mentioned quite a few weeks back, as I updated you on. We know there's been talks of Paul Mitchell as well. He's been mentioned in the media, so we've got to get a director of football to come in as well, and that's very, very important indeed. But for me, we've got to get the right players that are capable and have got the abilities to elevate Manchester United in the next 2 to 3 years. You know, we've got to get the right type of players, you know, that would fit the Manchester United agenda, of course, as well. And maybe some people are saying we should, you know, spend the money wisely this summer. You know, maybe we should be sensible with our recruitment, maybe not spend too much money on one player, because there is quite a few players out there, you know, for a reasonable figure, of course, as well. And so, as we all do currently know, you know, today in the media, as I updated you on my initial Manchester United Chelsea preview as well, you know, there's been talks going on about Thomas Meunier today as well. There was actually narratives going on about, you know, quite a few days ago as well, but I think more news has actually updated on it now, saying that reports are saying that PSG reportedly are demanding that they want around £26 million for Thomas Meunier this summer. So it did say Man United are probably, you know, are considering, you know, making a summer move for Meunier. It's also said now that Arsenal and Chelsea have also been interested in Thomas Meunier as well. He is initially a right back, but I think he can play in other positions as well. He is versatile. He is available for a reasonable figure this summer if PSG only want around £26 million for him. Thomas Meunier has only got 14 months left on his current contract. He has been at PSG a number of years now. He is 27 years of age. He is tall as well. He's about 6'3", but as I did say, he can play in other positions. His defensive abilities are very, very good. He can score goals. He can also provide as well. So I do think he'd be the right solution, you know, if he was to come to Manchester United this summer. And he is predominantly a right back. So for me, he would be a good replacement for Antonio Valencia, you know, would Thomas Meunier, because obviously we know one player is definitely leaving, that's Antonio Valencia in the summer, you know, when his contract term expires, because obviously, you know, this is Valencia's 10th season now as a Manchester United player. Can't even get in the team at the moment. I think Valencia is still injured at the moment with a calf injury as well, and he's made over 300 appearances for the club. He has been a good servant to the club, but I think he's going to leave. He's definitely going to leave this summer when his contract term expires. And for me, I think Thomas Meunier, you know, probably would be a good replacement for Antonio Valencia, and you know, he's available for a reasonable figure. So Manchester United, you know, maybe should go in there for Meunier this summer. Of course, he's a former Club Brugge player as well. I think he did serve about 4 or 5 years as well, but he can score goals, he can provide as well. So I think he'd stand out very, very well on that right hand side as well. So there has been a lot of talks about that going on. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, also Manchester United have been linked with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's potentially a right back as well, but he's only 21 years of age. He's one of England's youngest upcoming talents as well. Is Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but I do really, really like Aaron Wan-Bissaka. You know, he's 21. He's one of England's youngest upcoming talents. As I said, sorry, can't see up there. He's only 21 years of age. As I said, he only broke into the Crystal Palace first team last year as well. He did Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and he's available for a reasonable figure. I think he's valued at around 35-40 million pounds as well. So there has been a lot of talks about Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. It's also said that Manchester United have also been interested in Tottenham's Kieran Trippier as well. So he got mentioned in the media as well. Potentially, as you all do currently know, you know, there were a lot of talks going on yesterday in the media as well about, you know, Inter Milan's Mario Icardi as well, because reports were coming out. You know, Di Marzio had currently revealed, he basically said if Icardi's got any chances of leaving Inter Milan, it would have to be through a potential swap deal as well. This is what basically Di Marzio said. Di Marzio, as you all know, is an Italian journalist, and he's quite reliable, when it comes to narratives and stuff like. He's quite reliable, especially in relation to Manchester United. Maybe not so recently. Di Marzio hasn't been that reliable. The majority of the time he's a reliable journalist. Is Di Marzio, and Di Marzio feels that obviously Icardi will not continue as an Inter Milan player next summer. But what he's saying is the only chance he'll leave is through a potential swap deal. So there was talks of Mario Icardi and Romelu Lukaku as a potential swap deal. Because do you think Icardi would be the right solution for Manchester United or Mario Icardi? Because he's done really, really well, throughout his years in Italy, with Inter Milan. He's enjoyed a difficult time this season with Inter Milan as Mario Icardi, because I think reports said like quite a while back that reportedly he'd lost the captain's armband at Mario Icardi, and Inter Milan did actually want to sanction him off, to be quite honest with you. Icardi though is 26 years of age. He is Argentinian, so he's 26 years of age. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him. I think he's just under 6 foot as well. I think this is now his 6th season at Inter Milan. He's heading into his 7th season now as an Inter Milan player. Is Mario Icardi as well. He's scored over 100 odd goals for Inter Milan, so potentially he can score goals as well. The majority of his goals have obviously become at Inter Milan. He's Inter Milan's 9-5 top goal scorer of all time as well. I think he has got a release clause around £100 million in his current deal with Inter Milan as well. He's a former Sampdoria player where I think he only spent 1 season. He actually, when he was a lot younger, I think he graduated from Barcelona's youth system as well. But he's a very, very good player. He can score goals. He's an efficient finisher. He's got endless potential. He's got pace. I think he's good box to box as well. So do you think he'd be a good addition? If he came to Manchester United this summer, Mario Icardi as well. And there was a lot of talks about this, a while back. To be quite honest with you as well. But I think if he came, to English football, I think he'd probably produce and deliver, the element of performances, that he has been doing throughout his years in Italy as well. And he's still there now at the moment, but maybe he may leave in the summer as well. And in relation to Romelu Lukaku, there has been a lot of talk saying that Manchester United, of course, are willing to sanction Romelu Lukaku off. Potentially, recent reports did say that Lukaku, admits, his dream of playing in Italy as well in the Serie A. So I think if Man United are considering sanctioning him off this summer, I think he's intending on going to the Serie A. Is Romelu Lukaku, and I think he's interested in making a move to the Serie A. Is Lukaku. Lukaku for me is not reliable enough as a Manchester United player. I don't think he's quite good enough, to play to the highest level, especially in English football as well. Lukaku's got a good pedigree in the Premier League. He can score goals, can Romelu Lukaku, as he has proven throughout his years in the Premier League, and he's still 25 years of age. He's still got a lot of years ahead of him as well. He scored 27 goals in his first season for Manchester United in all competitions as well, in his first season, as I said, at the club. Manchester United paid big money for him, we paid £75 million for him, plus 15 million in add-ons, Richard raising it up to £90 million. He's still got 3 years left in his contract. I think he's on about £250,000 a week as well. But I think it will be hard for Manchester United to recoup the initial £75 million that we did pay for him. So we do know, there's been a lot of talks of Lukaku and Icardi's potential swap deal. But I think Lukaku has actually been interested in making a move to Juventus, and I think that's his preferred destination. If Manchester United are willing to sanction him off this summer as well. And Lukaku's agent recently revealed that his future is very, very open indeed. So I think Lukaku, could be on his way out of the club in the summer. But as I did currently say, there's quite a few targets you do know that Manchester United have been interested in, and as I did currently say, maybe we do need a couple of additions in that midfield, because reportedly now it said PSG, as I just said earlier on the video, PSG have agreed a contract with Ander Herrera. Pogba's future is up in the air as well, and we do probably need a couple of additions in midfield. And as we all do know, there has been a lot of talks about, Sporting Lisbon's Bruno Fernandes. There's been a lot of talks about him. There's been a lot of talks about Benfica's João Felix as well, and that duo, they're both Portuguese. Both players have performed very, very well in Portugal. Bruno Fernandes has done well with Lisbon. João Felix has done very, very well for Benfica. João Felix is 19. Bruno Fernandes is 24 as well. But I think Bruno Fernandes' release clause is around 90 million in his deal with Sporting Lisbon, and I think João Felix's release clause, João Felix's buyout clause is around £100 million with Benfica as well. But Manchester United have been interested in both of them players. Perhaps maybe not not both of them, would be the right solution for Manchester United, but maybe one of them, could be the right solution to come in as well. So we have also been interested in them two players as well. There's been a lot of talks about, Atletico Madrid's Saul Niguez. I have been giving you an update on them as well. Saul Niguez, of course, I think he's got a release clause around £128 million. If Ander Herrera does leave, which is extremely looking likely, very, very likely now. Do you think Saul Niguez, do you think he'd be a good replacement for Ander Herrera? Saul Niguez can play as a defensive mid, he can play as a central mid, he can also play on the right as well, so he is versatile. He has spent the majority of his career in Spain with Atletico Madrid. He is I think he's 24 years of age as well as Saul Niguez. I think reports came out the other day saying that Manchester City were also interested in Saul Niguez as well, so we've also been interested in him as well. Obviously, one of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's, prime targets, of course, has obviously, been Declan Rice as well from West Ham, and he's one of England's youngest upcoming prospects, only 20 years of age, of course, still in the process of developing. He's Declan Rice as well, and Declan Rice, of course, he's been at West Ham a couple of years now as Declan Rice. He's been in the senior squad a couple of years as well, but his performances this season have been very, very good under Manuel Pellegrini as well. So yeah, there has been a lot of talks about Declan Rice going on, and potentially I think he's valued at around 40-50 million pounds or something like that. Is Declan Rice as well. So I think West Ham would want around 50 million pounds. If they're willing to sanction him off this summer. He is a defensive midfielder as well as Declan Rice, mainly defensive midfielder, but can also operate as a centre back as well. So there has been talks about him going on. But obviously we know the club are in search for the central defender as well. We do want to get a central defender in, of course. We do need someone that can partner alongside Victor Lindelof in our back line. And as I did say, if a new central defender is to come in, Eric Bailly's future could be in serious doubt at the club as well. Eric Bailly is heading into his 4th season now as a Manchester United player. As we all know as well, but obviously Solskjaer's preferred the likes of Smalling and Jones ahead of Eric Bailly as well. So if a new centre back is coming, I think Eric Bailly's future, could be in serious doubt indeed. Wait, I was getting a drink. But yeah, there's been quite a few central defenders who've been interested. As I said, Koulibaly would be interested in Rafael Varane. There's been talks about Kostas Manolas in the past as well. Tottenham's Toby Alderweireld. So yeah, maybe we need one or two central defenders, to come in to the club this summer, because defensively we actually improved. Statistically, we improved defensively. When Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. To be quite honest with you, especially in his first 3 months when he was interim manager, defensively we were absolutely fantastic indeed. But at least now in the last 5-6 weeks, it just seems to have all gone downhill. We're conceding more goals as well. But either way, we still need a central defender to come in, because for me, we need a world-class central defender. We need an experienced centre-back, because we haven't had a world-class central defender since we had the likes of Vidic and Ferdinand. They were a fantastic partnership, under the Alex Ferguson era as well. So yeah, we've got to rebuild this summer. We've got to get us number one targets, because obviously we didn't spend out in January. We didn't get us number one priority targets last summer as well. And this game against Chelsea, we've definitely got to win this game, to be quite honest with you. Maybe, as I did say earlier on in the video though, some Manchester United fans have basically said even if we do win against Chelsea, they still don't think we'll get the top 4, to be quite honest with you, because obviously we're 3 points behind Chelsea, of course. I think have Chelsea got a far superior goal difference to us? I'm not too sure, to be quite honest with you. I'll have to have a look at that. I'm not too sure. Have we scored more than Chelsea, but have we conceded more than Chelsea? I'm not too sure. I will have a look at that, to be quite honest with you. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's Sunday, 4:30 kickoff, guys, as you all know as well. So we will see what happens. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. And as I did quickly say, now Solskjaer's got the job. Now, it's a 3-year deal, as we all know, and during these 3 years, his expectations are going to be to get Manchester United back up there. Get us back up there, challenging and winning trophies, of course, as well. But I think we are at least 2 or 3 years off that yet. So I think even next season, as aspirations, he's going to be top 4 as well, because that's my own opinion. I don't think we're going to win the league. We haven't won the Premier League since 2013, of course, and I think, I think the next time we're going to win the league, maybe at least in the next 3 or 4 years, I should imagine, or something like that. I do not know, but we'll have to see what happens in the summer anyway. So as I said, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do consider subscribe to the channel, as always, and take care, God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching, guys.